Why is it all of a sudden important to clean up San Francisco? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the beautification project that's happening right now in the city of San Francisco, California. And the $1 million question, the elephant in the room, why are they doing this? Because for the past few years, San Fran has been pretty dingy, pretty nasty, pretty disgusting in certain parts of the city. And what I mean by certain parts of the city is that it's really bad in a few neighborhoods, and it's not as bad in other neighborhoods. Not really a place I'd want to go to be a tourist. But what's going on? Well, they're having the APEC conference. That's the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Conference. This is going to be a week long. You're going to have heads of state from all over the world, but specifically the Asia region. A lot of CEOs, executives, they're going to be in San Fran for 1 week. And you're going to have the big dog of them all in the mix, who is Xi Jinping. And you're going to have President Joe Biden visit Xi Jinping in San Francisco. Now, what you don't want to have happen is for Xi Jinping to go outside of one of these venues with Joe Biden for some kind of photo op, and then a crackhead scurries in the back like a roach. You don't want that to happen. That'd be very embarrassing for our entire nation, although it's just in San Francisco. Now, before I go any further into it, let's roll the news clip. If you want to see the clip in full, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Yes, that's right. The summit is expected to bring in $53 million, filling hotel rooms, bringing big business. And the city did tidy up for Dreamforce, but this cleanup is much more extensive.
Tidy up is hilarious. Let's see what they're going to do.
While San Francisco is in the spotlight for the Asia Pacific Economic Conference, city leaders are making sure the city shines.
Tourism is our business here in San Francisco, and we need to focus on making sure that the tourist dollars still come back.
Now, if that's your business in San Francisco, tourism, then I can't tell, because as I said a little earlier in the video, over the past few years, San Fran has been anything other than a tourist location. I wouldn't want to send my dog there on vacation, let alone me as a human being hanging out in San Fran. I'm good. And you know what? San Fran can be a beautiful place, but the people there, the policies there, make the actual experience of being there a little bit different.
Caltrans repaving major roadways like the Harrison Street off-ramp from the I-80. BART doubling down by deep cleaning their stations overnight more often.
The city had gotten a little bit dingy over time.
Yeah.
Scrubbing and power washing is happening all over the city.
Yeah, the bottom of my shoes look clean.
It's noticeable how clear the streets look and how few homeless encampments there are on major thoroughfares.
Having been a longtime resident in the Bay Area, you just naturally start to wonder of houseless folks being displaced.
Houseless. See, that right there, that's part of the problem. These kind of people in their language, why not just say homeless? Well, I guess if you say homeless, then that's denying their right to humanity, because they have a home, it's a tent. But really, at the end of the day, they're homeless. And a big problem with San Francisco and the left coast in general, Los Angeles, on up to Portland, Oregon, free out of Washington, a big part of the problem is the open air drug markets and the drug addicts that roam the streets like roaches, literally. They're just kind of scattering around. You don't want to have that kind of stuff with Xi Jinping and other people from all over the world coming to your country. That's not going to be a good look.
Public Works is installing decorative crosswalks in North Beach and Chinatown, and the Webster Street pedestrian bridge in Japantown was recently repainted. The Yerba Buena Gardens at the Moscone Center are decked out with new colorful landscaping and murals, paid for by the Clean California grant, just in time for the 20,000 high-profile CEOs and heads of state coming into town next week.
You know, that'd be a good reason, right? 20,000 high-profile executives, CEOs, heads of state coming to town for 1 week. Yeah, that'd be a good reason to actually do something that would benefit the city's tax-paying residents. the constituents of the people like London Breed, the mayor, rather than London Breed going to party in Hawaii for however long she was there, maybe her focus should be on the actual city that she's the mayor of. Okay, maybe, just maybe. And not just for this particular occasion, but all throughout the year, 365, 24/7.
Some people say this should be how it's always done.
What about the people who are here year round, and like local, hardworking, working class Bay Area folks?
Others welcome the cleanup.
Anything that brings in a positive look on the city of San Francisco is great.
We will continue to do everything we can to.
Speaking of devil, there she is, London Breed, the mayor, quote unquote, mayor of San Francisco.
Maintain cleanliness in our streets.
And city officials are saying that there are no additional funds that are being allocated for beautification. Departments are just using existing budgets. They also say that those budgets are being moved so that they can focus on the areas where APEC is taking place. The summit is expected to start on Wednesday, and of course, people will start coming into town over the weekend and early next week.
Now, let's pause for a minute. She says that there's not going to be any new monies for the beautification project. So what the vegan cyclist bro said a little while ago is a very valid point. It just makes his point that much more valid. Why can't you do this year round? If the money already exists, there's no new money for it. And San Fran is not a poor city. You got all this, the Silicon Valley money pouring through the city. And real estate out there is crazy. A cheap home in San Fran is like $1 million. That's cheap. $1 million might get you an abandoned apartment with no utilities. If the money's there, then why can't they always do this? What's the problem? What is the issue? I'm going to come back so you can see me clearly. I think what's happening with San Francisco is the same issue that happens in a lot of these big cities with very liberal policies. It just let stuff happen. It just let the homeless people set up wherever they want to set up. It just let them use drugs. It just let the crime go on because they're not really into the policing. Oh, policing, they're too over-policed. If you steal from a convenience store, it shouldn't really be any prosecution, okay? If you set up a camp on the street, that shouldn't really be cleared out. If you're using drugs, you're smoking crack, shooting up fentanyl, smoking meth in front of a school, in front of a bank, in front of people's workplace, that shouldn't really be a crime. Let them be there. These houseless folks don't have anywhere else to go. It's too expensive to live here. So rather than actually, enforcing some laws and cleaning up cities and not letting crack smokers smoke crack openly at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, rather than having laws on the books that are enforceable when it comes to things like that, just let it happen. But when the president of China comes into town, let's not have so much of that go on. And what they're doing with the homeless population, they are hurting them in certain places. I was reading some of the comments on the video of this same video that was posted on Twitter, and people were saying all they're doing is pushing them into the Tenderloin and one other particular neighborhood. I forget what it was. But if you guys live in San Fran, let me know in the comments below. They're pushing them into the really bad areas, kind of like how Philly has Kensington and the fictional Amsterdam from The Wire. These little areas where you could just do whatever you want to do, where crack smoking and all that kind of stuff is pretty much okay. You get the green light to smoke crack in these areas. All the people who are scattered around the city in kind of loosely knit homeless encampments are pushed into one big encampment. That'll be quartered off. They might as well just build a big gate around the Tenderloin and have all the stuff happen there. So then the rest of the city can appear to be beautiful. That's what's going on, and it's really a shame. This should be a year-round thing. It shouldn't have to take foreign people, foreign heads of state and executives coming to your city to do what's right by the city. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what San Fran's doing? Cleaning the city up because of the APEC conference. Should this always be this way? Should there be more of a focus on law enforcement and also the legal system out there to keep the city clean, to keep the city safe, to make a beautiful place become beautiful again. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This most certainly should be a year-round thing. It's really a shame that it takes a conference like this to have, I guess, a pause in the debauchery happening in the city, a pause on a lack of safety. That's really a shame. But hey, again, if you have competent leadership in the place, then this wouldn't even really be a thing. They wouldn't have to clean up specially just for a special occasion. That should not have to be the case. If you are always on top of crime, violence, homelessness, the filth, the human waste and garbage in the streets, there'd be no need to tighten all of it up right before a big event. Very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.